Alright, we're starting on activity 215, and what you're going to find is activity 215 is talking about CAD model features. We're no longer talking about sketches. You're going to like features. I'm going to show you a few features today that are really cool. In the activities, what you're going to find is some of them I'm going to do exactly like they are, and some I'm going to add some other things in. Here's why. The software has changed. Every year we get a new version. I don't make a new handout because I can just teach you the new stuff. Great. So I'm going to show you how to do some of the features that are in there, and I'm going to add to them. I'm going to ask you to take a few notes as we're going through. What you just copied were these files. We're going to use a lot of those. There's a couple of them we start from scratch, but most of them you actually use some of the objects that are there. And that's what the procedure says. For example, this first one is mid-plane extrusion. I'm going to talk about the 4 methods of extruding. I'm going to ask you to write some notes as we're doing that. Does that make kind of sense? All right, let's start out with mid-plane. The first thing you need to do is open up that activity. And that's in that folder that we did, and it's under mid-plane. No, I'm waiting for people to turn around so I can continue.
Hey, Steve.
Under mid-plane, I'm going to show you the 4 methods, and I want you to write your notes down for this. So, right underneath there's enough room probably for you to write what we need to. They already created the sketch for you, so we're going to go to extrude this, and there's 4 methods for extruding. The first one you know. This is called join. So write down join is the first one. We're going to talk about cut, we're going to talk about intersect. But you have to do a join, and then there's 3 methods for joining. Ready? Or sorry, 4 methods. We've got direction 1, which is forward. Okay? So direction 1 equals forward. We're doing a forward extrusion. And that is in the positive Z direction. Just put positive Z. Okay, this is backwards, which would be what direction? Negative Z. Yep. This one with the double arrows is called a mid-plane extrusion. It goes positive Z and negative Z. Does that make sense? It's going both. Watch. There's back, there's forward, there's mid-plane. It's going positive and negative. I'm going to go over why we're going to use that. Yep. And then there's one more, and this one's new this year. This was not in there last year, so it's a new one. This is both. I can go forward a distance and back, but do they have to be the same? No, that's why it's different than mid-plane. Mid-plane, they have to be the same distance. This, you can go both. I'm going to demo all of them, but you got to have the notes for what the 4 are. Alright, let's go to forward. So forward, we're extruding 1 inch. Here's something you may not know. Some of you might have figured this out. Let me know what this arrow here does. Just points the direction, right? Well, you were close. If I click and hold on it, any idea what that arrow actually could do? Yeah, you can drag your extrusion. You see that before I extrude it? There's really good things about that, and there's a few things you have to watch. I may not get the exact number I'm looking for. You see that? Like maybe this was supposed to be 1.8. I can't drag exactly 1.8 probably. Let's try. No, we can get 125. Boy, I can't get it exact. But what's cool is I can drag it out. Boy, I kind of like that distance there. I wish there were something about that, and I can actually type in exactly what I want. So if I can get close, and I like the 1.8 because 1.75, 1.81 is a little too big. So I could come up here and then type in 1.8. It'll get me exactly what I want. So it's a handy tool to be able to drag. We're going to stick to 1 inch, but I can go backwards, forward. What you're going to do is you're going to try this out after I'm done with the whole lesson. Try dragging it, typing in 1 inch, okay? Then you're going to do a save as. Now listen carefully on this. It's a save as, not save. You're going to call this one save as. This is going to be called what? What type of extrusion we just do? Join forward, right? Join forward. You'll save as. Then I'm going to go to extrude again. You'll have to activate the sketch again, just to let you know, or delete the extrusion. You're going to go to extrude. I'm going to go back to a save as again. Now let's talk as a join, and now let's talk about mid-plane. Here's where you would use a mid-plane extrusion. A lot of times, actually I'll just start from a new file. Okay, right now I'm actually drawing in the middle of that part. You see it? What if I decide to draw something like this? That's going to be off that section. This is going to come off here. I'm not going to fully constrain it. But I want to extrude it. But when I extrude, I don't want this. No, I don't want forward. I don't want back. I want it to go both, which would be what type of extrusion? Mid-plane. Do you see it? So maybe I only want that to go half an inch. Oops, half an inch. So 0.5. You see what I just did? You're going to do this year because I'm working from the center line of the part. So when you need to work from the center line of the part, I need to extrude both directions. Mid-plane is the only way you're going to get there. Or you'd have to extrude 2 different separate extrusions to get that. That's a lot of extra work. Okay? When you do a mid-plane extrusion, if I do 1 inch, how far is it extruding from the center out? 0.5, yes. It's doing half. Does that make sense? So if I do 1 inch total, it's not doing 1 inch this way and 1 inch that way. It's only doing half and half. Questions on mid-plane? Alright, if I want to do a extrusion, but I don't want it to be half an inch both directions. Let's say I want half one direction and 3/4 the other. What am I going to have to click? Both. Right here. Here's what's cool. I can still use the arrows. Look. So I can still pull both directions. Or I can just come up here and type it in. There's half, and this one I want 0.75. Ooh, I got them backwards. Any guess what this will do? I could type it in different, but I'm kind of lazy, so I'm going to use the shortcut. Right? And that will flip both those. Here's what I'd like you to do on the activity. You're going to do forward, back, mid-plane extrusion, and you're going to do both. On the both, they have to be different, so type in a different number for each direction, and do a save as for each one of them. Okay? Yeah, you're going to do a save as for each one. Questions? So you actually have 4 files for this one. Alright, go ahead and try that one.